Hey, Juju Bit over here still in Battery Park, New York City, close to Wall Street. And today I want to talk about something very important, which is AML, KYC. What those beautiful bunch of letters mean in the blockchain space, in the banking space. AML, anti-money laundering. KYC, know your client. On a very 30-second video, that means you don't want to deal with criminals, you don't want to do illegal activities, and KYC for a bank in a very short and specific way, that means you did a background check of the client, the previous history, and it says nothing shady, and you know where he lives, his residency, and where is he from, his citizenship. So passport and proof of address. Those two documents are the documents that tell your bank, I know that the client lives here, and responds to that. Now why? Why passport? Why proof of address? Because basically we respond to jurisdictions, we respond to laws of specific countries, and financial laws are different in different countries. Exchanges, even though they have best practices, they're not the same. So an exchange that is regulated in France might be similar, but is not absolutely equal to the laws of an exchange that is in São Paulo, Brazil. Even though they might do equities or they might do futures, they respond to different bodies, different central banks, different governors, and different laws. So it is very important to know where is the fiscal residency of the person. Everybody, whether we like it or not, we live in countries and we have to pay taxes to those governments, especially capital gain taxes, which is the annoying part. I will come back to you guys shortly on capital gain taxes, just make a parenthesis over there. But basically we respond to those countries, and those countries are the laws that are gonna govern what we can and what we cannot do. Maybe insider trading might be legal in a specific country of the world, but inside trading is something absolutely illegal in the United States. When you know information and you use that information in the exchanges before everybody else does, that is seen as something bad. You're taking advantage. You know already something and you're using that on your favor when nobody else knows that. So let's say you know they're gonna create the iPhone 10 next week, and you know it's already out there, so you just buy a bunch of Apple stock because the market wasn't expecting that. So the laws are there to protect the people, so everybody's pretty much on a fair level. Everybody is pretty much on the same level. So that's why regulations are in place. And banks, they respond to their central banks or to their financial ministers and divisions. So the banks, they have to report every year that they're doing a proper background check. Banks need to do proper risk management. What is risk management? You only run a bank of the magnitude of Citibank or JP Morgan, globally speaking, or HSBC, with a proper risk management. You need to know how much of the assets of that bank are gonna default, how much of the assets of that bank are risky, that the regulator might come and say, hey, you, Citibank, are banking drug dealers in Malaysia, for example. No hard feelings about people from Malaysia, but they might just see that illegal activity is passing through Citibank accounts, and regulators in certain countries don't like that drug dealing is happening through banks. So they just say, you didn't do the proper KYC and your client is a drug dealer by profession. So it's something that the banks do. They have to do a background check because accounts can be just blocked by the central banks as they wish. So there is a set of rules and training that every banker has to go every year, and that means every single year you have to do the same course again and to explain to the central bank that you know exactly that certain professions and certain countries are blacklisted. Whether we like it or not, countries like Venezuela, for example, given the political crisis over there, given the amount of corruption happening over there, the banks just prefer not to deal with clients from Venezuela. I'm not here to say that this is right or this is wrong. I'm just saying that this is a fact. Banks are boycotting everyone that has a proof of address from Venezuela. So that's pretty much annoying, right? If you were born in Venezuela, if you always had legal activities, now out of the blue you cannot have a bank account in Spain, for example.